portion of the Indian boards, like only CBSE board, and a large part of Indian boards like ICSE board, ISC board, Tamil Nadu board, and UP board, they all go unaddressed. But for the database and the online school management system part, there are no single application in the market which can do this for them at a minimal cost. To arrive at this, we have interviewed many school owners, teachers, and people from different backgrounds and discussed with them regarding this. So, what is our solution to the problems? We are currently making content in the form of videos for questions which are in the textbooks of from class 8 to 12. And right now we have around 3000 plus videos which are already made. We also have around 10 to 15 educators which are currently making content for us. We have also visited 3 to 5 schools and we are in talk with them in adoption of our application for their school management. We have also made our best website and we are still in the app making process, whose beta version we are expected to release by the end of this year only. This is a questionnaire present which we have used to ask questions from our interview, like how do they like when their attendance will be recorded automatically? What will be their responses if the parents can keep the track?
Yes, you can go on this part.
How can they like if the parents can keep the trace of their school buses and children's where they have reached? How will they like when the stationery materials which are available in the market can be delivered to their doorsteps, online question papers of their schools, and everything else like.
You can go on to the next slide.
Okay. So
this is also clear. You can go on next slide.
So what is our market type? Our market type consists of schools and students. And what is our customer segment? It is from the age groups of 12 to 65, starting from class 8 to, and it goes up to teachers also. So what is our total addressable market? Our total addressable market consists of tier 2 cities and schools, and apart from that, tier 3 cities and schools also we are in top. What is the niche? Students are our main.
So Kunwar and team, just one session over here in the customer slide. So TAM, SAM, SOM जो है ना, so TAM maybe it's more of that you have to write the numbers over here. That जैसे आपने लिखा है, this perfectly fine tier 2 city, school and students. But just that अगर आप if you are targeting Hyderabad, if you are targeting Ahmedabad, if you are targeting any of the city particular to start with, तो उसमें कितने numbers होंगे approximately? That 50,000 numbers are there, right? So total addressable market is 50,000. उसमें से serviceable market कितना है? It can be 35,000. उसमें से obtainable market कितना है? 5,000. Example, right? तो 5,000 students की बात कर रहे हैं. We are talking about students over here. ठीक है? So in that way you can narrow down the thing. जैसे आपने perfectly लिखा है that ये जो है tier 2 तो उसमें maybe 1 lakh students होंगे. उसमें से 70%, उसमें से 20%. तो जस्ट उसको नंबर में कन्वर्ट कर दो, स्टूडेंट्स नंबर में.
Alright.
ठीक है, else is good. ठीक है, next slide.
So what is our mission? What is that we are trying to achieve? We are trying to cover all the boards in India, and also we want to provide video solution to all the textbooks which are currently in operations in India, which are currently circulating in India. Also, we want to provide every schools with their own database management system, where the parents, teachers, and principals, everyone can engage in online talk or online circulars, whatever upcoming events or whatever they are planning to do online at a very minimal cost. This is our target. And these are some of the customers or people that we have interviewed, like this is Mr. Agashuma Verma, who is an ADM city in Ambedkar Nagar. He is a school owner, Mr. Mahesh Singh in Aligarh only. So this is all from my side. Thank you.
Good presentation, good work. So इसमें क्या करना? At last, when you are actually reaching to M4 presentation, just make sure that the presentation slides are only 20 to 25. उससे exceed ना हो जाए. और जो भी आपने मिशन डाला है, कस्टमर पर्सोनास एक्स्ट्रा जो है, so all of those आप थैंक यू के स्लाइड के बाद एनेक्चर डाल देना, उसमें डाल देना वो सब स्लाइड्स. Because I want कि every जो आपने इतनी मेहनत करके जो स्लाइड्स बनाई है, that should be watched, right? So अगर 40 स्लाइड्स का प्रेजेंटेशन हो जाएगा तो it will be very difficult for a jury to evaluate. So which में ही छोड़ देंगे वो evaluation, right? So 20 to 25 is the ideal number for anyone to view the presentation in total. So अभी के लिए it's fine, but aim for जब final submit करो, just make sure that it limits to only 20 to 25 at max. ठीक है? Good work, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Great work. So there are some suggestions which I will give in writing when I'll evaluate your M1. Okay. So I'm not because this is Jivani sir's time. So
no problem.
We moving on to the next one. So we have the group ARJ. Yes. Please start.
So is the slide visible?
Yes.
So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rushda Kaleem on behalf of Team Urge. Our venture name is Dealer Finance. Our team comprises of 3 members. We have Arif Salman as the CEO, I am the COO, and Jasmine Malhotra as the CFO. Now, all 3 of us have come together to solve this problem we have identified, but the question arises, what makes us a good team? Since all of us come from the same background, but there are different specializations we have. Like one of us has good leadership skills, the other one can manage things efficiently, and one has a good command over finance. But all of us possess this common attribute, that is teamwork. We coordinate and synchronize well with each other, and we are willing to solve this problem together. So coming to our problem identification, we know that finance is regarded as the lifeblood of a business. Even those people who are not involved in business are in need of finance so that their day-to-day activities are not hampered. So by looking around in our surroundings, we have observed that there is a large section of people that deals with this problem of lack of short-term finance. Our aim is for the short-term finance and not long-term. They are basically dealing with the lack of short-term finance to meet their basic necessities and their expenses, as these people are either underpaid or they are unable to sustain their living. We have conducted in-person interviews of 25 people, and they have reached to the conclusion that of the total interviewed persons, 76% of the interviewed people face this problem. The existing alternatives these people has as of now are to avail the funds from banks, obviously, or from their place of employment. That is the most common amongst them in the form of advances. Coming to the market segmentation, we have segmented our market on the basis of age groups. The first is of the less than 25 years of age, second is 25 to 45 years of age, and last is above 45 years of age. The majority we cover is age group 25 to 45 because they mostly fall in this working class that we are dealing with. We have already covered of the interview. So can I skip this slide, sir?
Yes.
Now, coming to our market type, we believe that the market is a resegmented market because it is a combination of an existing and a new market. We are targeting a small segment of already existing market, and there's a bit of gap that we want to fill between the early adopters and the customers of the mainstream market. Talking about segmentation, we have done it on the basis of age. Now, coming to our total addressable market, we see that we have to deal with a huge section of society because in our localities, majority of people we see are these low-wage earners, and they are dealing with this problem of short-term finance. And so, if we move on to
suggestion over here, maybe if you Tam Sam Som, maybe if you can just write a number over here, that what is the actual number that you're talking about, approximate number.
Okay, sir, we were not sure about the exact number.
It's just M1. It's still M1. You have long way to go, M2, M3, M4. So we want everything to be correct by M4. That's why we are doing this. Yeah, this is really good.
Okay, sir, we'll do that for sure.
Yeah.
So moving on to our serviceable addressable market, we can potentially target the low-wage earners such as a household and the small business owners, specifically the home startups that are growing these days very well, and the fruit and vegetable vendors and daily wage laborers. And if we come to our serviceable obtainable market, then we can realistically approach the people we come across in our day-to-day life, such as these local vendors and security guards of our apartments and our houses, etc. Talking about a niche market, since we are targeting the people in our surroundings and locality who face this problem of short-term finance, we know, and the other ones who we know. So we consider them as a niche because it will allow us to use our resources with less amount of risk, since we already are aware of we know such people and they are available in our localities, and it will help us to considerably begin our venture productively. Now here we have presented 3 customer personas based on different age groups. This we have provided of age group that is below 25, and they are characterized by hard work, self-reliance, and optimism. Second, we have provided of age group 25 to 45 years of age, who are characterized by less education and involvement of more physical work. And finally, we have of more than 45 years of age, who are less agile and exploited by work overload. So that was all about a venture problem. Thank you.
Good work, guys. I really like the name of your venture, DLS, the full form of it. Good work.
Thank you, sir.
So just one thing, can you, what is the solution you are offering?
So solution, it was not mentioned in this milestone, and that is why we have not mentioned it. But the solution is that we will provide them funds since they are dealing with this problem. We will provide them funds and we will collect the funds. As we all know, we are students and all of us have some sort of savings. Like we 3 members are there. We have some savings with us, and then we have talked to a friend. They also have some savings. So we will pool all of the savings, and then we have made some slots. That we mentioned in our lean canvas last week that if someone has mentioned up to 5,000, we will give this.
It will be interesting to look at your lean canvas because the kind of business model will be very interesting. How do you solve this problem? So it's a big problem. Hopefully you have some interesting and creative solution for that.
Yes.
So best of luck.
Thank you.
So there is a quite change in actually the course plan. So in earlier milestones, it was back of the envelope calculation and solution, which was in M1, but now in M2 is the solution comes in.
Yeah.
So it's a change. There is a change.
All right. So now thank you. Very good. Now let us go to team 3, which is 1, 2, 3. The name is 1, 2, 3. So
quite interesting names coming up.
So yes. Please start. You unmute. You are muted. You're audible.
So actually, from our group, Reshu is going to start the presentation.
But Reshu, you are not audible. Maybe your audio or your head, this headset you are using is not compatible. Is there internal mic in your laptop? You can use those. Remove those earphones and from that audio jack, maybe. You're still not audible.
You're on mute.
No, even after that, she's not able to. There's a compatibility issue. Someone else can take up from the group if Reshu is having problem. Or what we can do, we can move on to the next group. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you can move on to the next group. Then we will.
You will come back to you at the end, so you can by the time sort it out your technical issues.
Okay, sir.
All right. So we have the next group. We 3 are trying. The name of the group is we 3 are trying.
Sir, am I visible?
Yes.
Oh, am I allowed to share my screen? Is my slide visible, sir?
Yes, sir.
So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hafiz Imran Javed, and I am here on behalf of my team. We are trying to present to you, to tell you in detail about our venture, which is Referall. So, basically, the idea of Referall was coined by Aisha Khan. And the idea behind the venture is that people are spending money left and right. The younger generation nowadays, they are like burning a hole in their pocket when it comes to spending money. So the idea is to tell them about saving and to give them a platform so they can use to earn some cash back for the applications that they download for daily use. So these are the founding members of our team. I am Hafiz Imran Javed, the Chief Executive Officer, Ms. Kulsum Mendi, the Chief Operating Officer, and Ms. Aisha Khan, the Chief Financial Officer. So the problem that we have identified is that I told you the younger generation is spending money left and right. So what basically we'll do, we identified that the youth is lacking the concept of saving the money, that they are spending money without on different things, on their different social activities and all. So we will tell them about how to save and how to invest their money, and we'll use a platform for that matter. And as they say, a penny saved is a penny earned. So we approximately we interviewed 25 people, and approximately 84% of the audience that we interviewed agreed to the idea that this is something that they would want to do. Say because they download the application for that matter, so they'll be happy to get rewards for that. So the problem that we have chose, what makes us a good team to solve the problem, that we are a team of young and creative people who believe in our idea, and they see the no action goes in vain, and our belief is our greatest strength. So keeping all this in mind, we decided to take up this idea, and after a lot of consideration, we decided that what steps we are going to take and what we will do when executing the idea. See, these are the charts. These are the problems. I mean, when we interviewed the people, they say the results were like this. So I'll move on from the slide. The customer, our target audience is basically students who are in graduate or post graduation, and the housewives. See, due to this pandemic, a lot of people have a lot of time in their hand while being at their home. They can do this thing. They can visit our platform. They can visit our website or the YouTube tutorials, the YouTube videos that will say will review the applications, and will tell the audience that which application is best for what purposes, and they can also get rewards for using that application on our platform. I mean, there will be a search option, and they will search the application that they want to download, and they'll get a referral code or different referral codes. And with using our referral codes, they'll get the money, they'll get cash back. And similarly, we will get the cash back as well. The idea of giving cash back instead of coupons or any other thing is that coupons are for different, they have their own limitations. The coupons can be used only for particular sites, and they come with their different terms and conditions. With the idea of cashback, you can use the cash, you can either save it, you can start investing with that cashback, because it doesn't take a lot of investment to go start it doesn't take a lot of money to start an investment nowadays. So the idea of cashback is that you can do whatever you want to do with the money, and also will tell the audience that how to, basically the students or the people who don't have that information, that how to invest their money in what, under what circumstances. The customer persona, as I told, we interviewed different people from different age groups, and the most interesting students, the most people who are very excited about the idea were the students of our own age group. As we have taken a profile, we have made a profile of the students of age between 20 to 25 or 26, between 20 to 30. They are very, like, they're all kinds of people who are introvert and who wants to do different things. They keep their things to themselves, and they like to invest, they like to explore the idea. Everybody wants to earn money in their own way, and a little cash doesn't hurt anyone. So the other profile that we interviewed was of different housewives, because they have a lot of time on their hand after doing their household chores. So they can also visit our website and learn how to invest and learn how to earn money. We have also, that was the presentation, and I'd like to tell that we have hired a lawyer to do our legal aspects, and we are also in talks with different small ventures to convince them to invest in our ideas, because we don't have a lot of capital. We don't require a lot of capital to be invested to run our idea. we'll just hire an IT guy. We are in talks with the IT guy, and we'll pay him to make our website. And further, then we'll move on. So that was all from our side. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, there is some problem. I think Divani Saab is coming back. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Am I audible now? So can
Yes,
we
yes, you're audible. So we'll come back to you.
Okay.
You're audible. Okay, so it was a good presentation, Imran, and in fact, the same. I think it's a very interesting idea. Everyone wants to save money. Yes, it's a big problem. But you have to be really creative. There are a lot of platforms which are coming up for these things, and there's a lot of competition for downloading and all these things. So
yes, sir, because there is no monopoly and there is not someone who carries the bigger market. There are a lot of people are trying, so we are one of them, and we'll try to make it work.
Actually, the people do not want to waste space of their hard disk also, so they don't want to download any unnecessary apps nowadays. So it's had to be very interesting. So very good, very interesting idea. But the same feedback I think to you also, that the TAM, SAM, and SOM. So I think there was an article which was given in Vadhwani Foundation's LearnWise also regarding TAM, SAM, and SOM. So please go through that article again, and I have also shared another article on ESG group. So please go through that. You have to calculate the number. Maybe howsoever it is, like it doesn't matter whether the estimate is correct or not at this stage, but try to get down to a number. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sir, we worked on it on our lean canvas. The milestone that we were given in lean canvas, we figured out the number that I forgot to.
No issue. So we will see that in M2 hopefully.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much,
sir. Is there any problem with your internet connection, Jivani sir?
No. Now it's sorted.
Okay, sorted. Okay. So let us go back. Are you ready, Reshu, now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let us have this 1, 2, 3. Please, go ahead. So others, please take note of whatever the comments are coming and how the presentations are happening. Okay. So some of you might not be presenting in these 17 groups, but you will be presenting M2. So someone they might be presenting something else. Okay. So it will all help you. Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Reshu Garg, the team member of the team 123. So before proceeding, I would like to introduce my other team members. That is Supriya Chaudhary as CTO and Zoya Khalid as CFO. So what makes us a good team to solve the problem we choose? That is our coordination, our team spirit, optimism, passionate about goals, and also the leadership quality that all three we have. So what's the problem that we chose? As our venture name is Your Sip. So the name suggests that something is related to beverages. Yes, it's related to the tea cafe which we want to set up in our town. As we know that there are numerous coffee cafes, but the number of tea cafes is very limited or almost negligible. What happens that there are a lot of roadside tea stalls in Aligarh, but that generally attract the male segment of our society. But what about our female segment? They don't attract them or they don't feel safe. So our idea is to come up with those things, that we just choose the female sector as our early adopters for our venture. We will provide them a safe, secure, and a comfortable environment with no compromise with quality, quantity, and price factors for a cup of tea. As also, the India is called as a chain-driven nation, chai-driven nation. So, but basically, Aligarh is also called as that. If you find here the people, they don't have blood, but they have chai in their veins. So this is the passion for tea lovers in this city. So we basically aim for this idea. But the problem that we face after interviewing our customers is that around 76.9% customers feel that the prices would definitely go on a hike. But we need to solve, and this problem need to be solved. They thought that the homemade tea could be more preferable, or they just go for roadside dhabas or anything else, but they don't prefer the cafes. So we are working on this problem so that it could be solved. Existing alternatives that they choose, that either they go for a for a coffee cafe, or just cancel out their plans for having a tea, or just made a homemade tea. So when we interviewed, next, so when we interviewed, here is our survey link. So we find that 76.9% people want that this need to be solved, while 23.1% found that it can't be solved. Nextly, our market segment. Yeah, so market segment is the existing market that we have right now. Now, what's the customer segment? I think every age group for above 15 years of age, especially the female segment. And the total addressable market we consider as 90% because almost every person prefer tea. The serviceable market that we prefer is around 8% because as a startup, we need to cover the customers of Aligarh only. The serviceable obtainable market, we prefer to be only university, as to start our venture, our university is the best location. Our niche is to provide a cup of tea with no compromise with prices, and also to give them a try of a variety of teas, including the green tea, which is a necessity in such COVID times. Next. So here are some of the customer persona that we interviewed. That one of our customer, what she feels about the tea cup, that the cup should be a strong cup of tea, light counter should be there, hygiene should be maintained in such COVID protocols. And what she doesn't tolerate is that tea should not be cold. The proper disposals of or the cup should be used. Nextly, our next customer prefer a strong or a complete balance of ginger and sugar. Prices should not to be compromised with the quality purpose, and the waiting period should not be long. And what frustrates her is that no compromise with quality and the slow service. Our next customer prefers that cafe should not be crowded too much. Every payment facility should be there and should offer some light snacks with that too. And the frustration part of him was that the service should not be time taking, not fulfilling promise made to the customers and others. So we come up with this idea and we are working on it to provide better and best. Thank you.
Good work. So as you mentioned in the start that you're looking for something specifically for women segment in start,
Yes,
maybe
sir.
because it's not available in your city. So with the customer segment at first, just to target with, you can start with the women segment, or maybe the working women's, or maybe the college going women's, and you can limit that customer segment just for the sake of initial positioning kind of thing. And after that, you can also offer it to other segments as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank
Good,
you.
good.
Thank you.
Very, very interesting. Team 1, 2, 3. In fact,
Thank you, sir.
I am getting so many ideas in my head regarding this. I would like to speak with you people, and I would just speak my mind out because I am having so many ideas for this.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir.
Very good. All right. So it's getting very interesting. So let us move on to the next group. So we have Oasis.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good afternoon. This is Sama representing Oasis. I hope I welcome I welcome you all for our presentation. Let me just share my screen. Yeah. So the name of our private venture is Book Crib. It is basically kind of a book sharing platform, as we have seen that in our locality, particularly in our university area, students always kind of struggle in finding the right books, or they don't want to spend so much amount of money in books, because the main section of our university students are from an economically weaker section. Coming to our team that we have, yes. Coming to the team that we have, acting as a CEO, my friend Shiraz, who acts as a CEO, and my friend Asad, who acts as a CFO. So the problem was that the main problem was the unavailability of physical books at reasonable price. For example, as I can see, like behind Farad sir, he has got a lot of books, which I guess he shouldn't read every book at a single time. So what we have thought is that to use those resources that are already with some people and to share it with others who don't have. And in return, in general, that we want to like create a perfect environment or a community for book lovers. The existing alternatives are that generally people buy or borrow books from friends and relatives, mainly in the genre of fiction, like someone who is fond of William Shakespeare, and he like simply they cost a lot of amount and they don't really want to buy it again and again. So they generally ask from their friends, and they also go to the local vendors and buy it for second hand. Sometimes people nowadays also like download the books on PDF on ebooks from online platforms, which sometimes affect the authenticity of the material also. We did an online survey through Google Forms of around 30 people, and out of those, around 80% people said that the problem is because the major focus of our audience was students and youngsters. But few like elderly people also agreed to that, but some of them were like not agreeing to the problem because they said, though, no, this isn't such a big problem and this doesn't need to be addressed. Our market type is generally new because I personally haven't heard anyone like entering into this particular market segment. Our customer segments mainly focus on students, parents, and young people like you and sir. Our total addressable market would be pan-India to pan-India, and our serviceable addressable market is the students and millennials in general. And our serviceable obtainable market is avid readers and bibliophiles. And our niche and our end goal is to like create a perfect community for the book lovers from where they can share their books that they already have. They can share their thoughts on their favorite writers or any particular books or journals they have, and then to like create a social app like Instagram or we have the Clubhouse to like particularly focusing on the book lovers. Uh, for customer personas, we have made three categories. That is an high school senior SAM, which would be representing generally the school and colleges students. Next is parent Patrick, who are like young parents and who often like are into book reading or things like that, but like don't get the appropriate amount of time to filter out or get new recommendations on what's new in the market or what they should read. Our third segment was elderly people. They we found those in the people who are like retired professors, so that we can use their pools because elderly people who are book lovers do have a large amount of book pool that we can utilize in helping out the other sections. That would be all from my side, and I would like if you have any questions from us. Thank you, sir.
No questions. Good presentation.
Okay, thank you, sir.
The quality of the presentations and work is really good over here in this institute, I must say. Kudos to you, sir.
That means a lot, sir.
Thank you. Just one suggestion, Osama. What I noticed that when you were mentioning again your customer segments, so your TAM is basically based on demography, basically geography. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's a geographic segmentation which you have done, pan India. Okay.
Yes,
and then it's move on to the behavioral segmentation where you are talking about avid readers or readers. So readership is basically, it's a behavior segment. So you have to keep it one.
Yeah.
Okay. Once you are dividing the segments from TAM to SAM to SOM. So maybe say for example readers and or say for example people literates. You can say that literates and people who read. And then from that, you can come down to certain kinds of, say, book readers. And then you can basically focus on the avid book readers who are regular book readers.
Yes.
And from there, you can pick up your niche that you can do. And again, the numbers. That's a generic advice for everyone.
Okay.
Overall, it was very good. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Best of luck.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Moving on. Next, we have Hodophiles.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to the world. Okay. Welcome to the world of experience-based tourism. So, I would like to introduce you to my practice venture named Bharat Darshan. My core team. I am the CEO, Mohammad Kamran Ali, and I am the CEO of the PV. Mirza Anas Beg, he is the COO. Anas Samad, the CMO, and Abdul Wahab, CFO. So moving on further, what makes us a good team to solve the problem we choose? We are actually avid travelers, and we have a diverse career background. Some come from engineering, and I come from computers background. And Anas Samad is from a business family, so he has a business acumen also. But the common thing is traveling. We are avid travelers, so we understand the expectations of fellow travelers, what they want from their traveling. So we are basically trying to provide them experience-based tourism, which is rare in India. Okay, so the problem we are targeting is we will provide people with affordable, organized thematic circuit tours. Circuit tours basically is a new area. As we all know about Buddhist circuit, government is creating. We will create circuits based on coral circuits, hills, mountain circuits like hill stations. We will create education-based trips like museum trips. Also, we will address the issue of unemployment in many areas. Basically, the areas where tourism is more prevalent. And it will unleash the hidden tourism potential of our country on the lines of mission of Government of India. As we all know, Incredible India Campaign 2.0 has been launched, which has an objective to double the tourism potential, double the tourism potential of the country. It is also focusing on digital presence on social media, so we will target that also. We interviewed several people, basically 27 people, and we found that 63 of the customers we interviewed are facing these problems. So the existing alternatives, what they actually have to organize their trips all by themselves, by endless research on internet, organizing everything by yourself. So to some problem like experience-based tourism, actually we are inspired by a startup, Doers, founded by Tommy R. Wirtin. It actually, what is this? It actually brings to the tourists and the locals together. The locals take the tourists to their homes and see and show them the real life. What is the actual life they are living? So this is what experience-based tourism is. The tools we use to arrive at these findings are in-person and voice calls. So basically, we interviewed 27 people. Among them, 17 of them wanted this problem to be solved. That is the 63%. 5 said that they don't need a solution; they can solve it themselves. Okay, so what is our market type? Our market type is new market. Actually, circuit tourism is experience-based tourism is new. We don't have much alternatives in India. Our customer segment is, as you all know, everyone likes to travel and everyone travels. So everyone who travels is our customer segment. As our idea is very new, we are still building on our research. We are still researching. So PAM, SAM, and SOM we have left blank because we are still researching on it. We will update it later. What is our niche? We will basically target adventure-based tourism, religious tourism, educational tourism, and the exploratory trips. Okay, so we interviewed many customers, and this is our customer from abroad, from Adana, Turkey. She is a backpacker and an explorer. She also likes visiting palaces, temples, forts, and monuments, like historical places. Like, okay, so we are working on creating such circuits that can satisfy the needs of people like her. This is our another customer. He's an avid traveler and interested in educational trip. So we are trying to create a circuit which will satisfy his needs, like creating a circuit of museums, or like we can make them go to monuments like forts. People are not aware about the hidden potential. Rajasthan is full of forts. People are not aware. They are not aware of the history. So we will make them aware about that also. Okay, so this was my presentation. Thank you, sir. Any questions are very welcome.
No, I guess it's a good idea. Just to start with, basically, still you are yet to explore those things, and you're yet to figure out the customer segments and all of
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes,
This is
sir.
a new market, so it's completely fine, and we are okay with that, and it's good work.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good work.
Thank you, sir.
Moving ahead, let us go to the next one, the learners.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Faiz Hussain, and I'm on the behalf of my team, the learners. So, fortunately, I was selected as a CEO, and my teammates is Mohammed TC Prajabichi, who is the CEO of this venture, and Syed Misam Abbas. I'm audible.
Not properly, but okay. Go ahead.
So actually, it's raining, so that's why it's causing the little network issues. So about my team's strength, let me tell you the incident which happened recently. That I told you that it's raining here, so that's causing the problem. And my team come up with a solution in a very fast. So I can say that the strength of my team is just we are so close together and we are backing up each other. The diversity is just what the diversity from the different background from which we come makes us a strength and understanding of each other. Now, without wasting the time, let me address the problem. So as we have seen that the venture of the name of the venture is a smart vendor, and you can guess by it that it's that something related to vendors. Now, as we have seen that in the big e-commerce like Big Basket and the others which you have, they have the not reach that far. They do not have the reach in the tier 2 cities, and we are targeting tier 2 cities. But we are trying to do here that. Most of the time, which we see that the e-commerce is now taking the place, and it's pushing all of the vendors into on the verge of the problem. Now we are trying. We know that they are all out of the vendors, but they are very scattered. And what we are trying to do is we are trying to bring them together and use their weakness into strength. They are everywhere in the country, and they have the far reach than any other e-commerce platform. Now we are going to utilize it. The problem which the customers face that whenever they order food, any vegetables online, in the service we were told that most of the vegetables are not as they wanted. Either they was not fresh, or something that was wrong with it. And most of the people like their vegetable to be hand-picked. Now the idea is the solution which we provided is that to provide a platform where the people can track the local vendors and to order online, so that it can provide a very quick delivery to them, like within hours or in a few minutes as well, if it's possible. No? So as a services that we have serviced over 30 people, and 96.3% people said that they're facing this problem and they wanted a solution. Now the segment of the type of market we are facing, it is a segment market. As we know, there are many people are there, but the solution which we come brought with is that the thing which we are providing is just a very fast delivery at the lowest price. Now, here we are addressing two problems, not one. We are addressing the problem of the customer, and we are trying to address the problem of the one general problem, because there's a lot of food wasted, which we talked with the vendors, and we learned that there are a lot of wastage of the food which they face. Now we are while utilizing them, we will reduce the waste. Not only reduce the waste, we will provide them to the customer. So that we are trying to solve two problems with one goal. So our segmented market is that we are trying to focus on the only one city which has the more educated people, so they can use who are more educated and more mobile with the youth. They can use the application or the website. So we have decided the cities like Aligarh, which is more feasible for our venture. And we are the segmented which we choose that with middle class people who are. We are trying to put it in a three segment. One is the middle class, upper middle class, who are very diet conscious, who try to keep their record what they are eating and what kind of foods they have. In the second class, the lower middle class, which majorly go for the low price. And the third one is that the people who is from the lower middle class. So what we are trying to do here, that we will provide that on the vegetables on the three different basis, that the most fresh vegetables will be on the first one, and that as we go layer, maybe the quality of the freshness and the freshness might get low, but the people of the different segment will be satisfied. So our term is that because we are not targeting a very big cities or the metro city, we are targeting only two tier cities, such as Aligarh. So mostly people there are 10 lakh, for the population in the cities are 10 to 9 lakh, and the people who are educated are 2 lakh, the 2 to 3 lakh, which are educated and like to do in that. And now our niche is that people who are very busy busy and do not like to go out very much. So that it will provide them service at a home. It's more like a online store at your doorstep. So you can choose their vegetable, choose their not vegetable, but fruit as well. So this is all from my side. Now the segment which we the customer, one of the customer we have surveyed, he told that he is facing this problem because he have ordered online. It was a person from the metro city. There's a person who's on the slide is from the is an engineer from the Fozawad. He said that he has no time to do this, but he wanted to get the fresh vegetables and the fruits by himself. So the thing which we provided, he also talked that whenever he picked the vegetable in the vendors which he faced, the problem which he faced because the lack of the interaction in the online. When he ordered online, there's a lack of interaction. But in the offline case, it was not. Sometimes the vendor try to not provide the customer service as because they are not trained. So this is all from my side. Thank you. And if you have any questions.
So it's a good presentation. I'm really happy to see that, and I'm really thankful to sir that all the concept and concept clarities are all with you, and you actually understood all the terms, and that's when you have put up your thing according to your venture. So there is nothing much to add over here. I'm really happy to see this kind of presentations happening in your university. Yeah, great work.
Thank you, sir.
And sir, maybe I'll have to rush in 5 minutes. I have another booster clinic for the university. So okay. Maybe this can be the last one that I can take. And you can.
Okay, sure. We will continue after that.
Sure. Perfect, sir.
Okay. The next is the Bite Glory.
Yes, sir. I hope the screen is visible.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon to everyone. I am Zana Fatma Bilrami, representing my team Bite Glory for our business venture, The Rolling Stuffs. Our team composition comprises of me being the CEO, Nadia being the CTO, and Kashish being the CMO. Moving forward, food is a basic necessity. And also, who doesn't fancy good food? We carry food that is going to make your mood good. We are adding wheels to your meals, delivering roaming recipes anywhere, anytime. We intend to serve you your favorite food just around the corners in the nooks. Have the most delicious, affordable, and customized food in no time. Now, what makes us a good team? To name a few, our vision, trust, communication abilities, team spirit, and most importantly, our problem-solving attitude. We define the problem, generate options, evaluate, and choose the best option, and then finally implement the solution. The problems that we have identified so far are that there are huge spaces occupied by the small regular food stalls in the local market, and the issue of affordability, unavailability, accessibility of hygienic and multi-cuisine variety food items in the market. So to back the same, 75% of the customers that we interviewed seem to face the same problems. Moving ahead, the alternatives that already exist were found to be the availability of temporary food stalls or food kiosks at almost every corners and nooks. And the rest of the alternatives were fulfilled by the fancy restaurants which provide the variety-based food items. And most people were preferring to prepare food at home because of the current COVID scenario and the problems mentioned above. So to arrive at these findings, we conducted the interviews through phone calls, in-person, and social media platforms. So this is for your perusal. We have briefed the interviews in the following 2-3 slides. So just for a glance, there goes. Now, this is a bar graph that concludes the whole of the interview. So we can see majority of the people think that the problem is worth solving, and a very small portion thinks that it's not. So the results of the interviews are present in the table. We interviewed 25 customers, of which 20 believed that the problem needs to be solved, and 5 were comfortable with the present alternatives present for the problems. And the pie chart comprises of the occupation. Most of the people we interviewed were students or working class, and a very small portion of homemakers. Now the market type is clone market. So and the customer segments we target are basically working class people and the students who usually have a very busy schedule. So most of them falling in the category of 15 to 45 of the age group. Our total addressable market comprises 95% of the population and everyone who is flexible to try out food other than home cooked. A serviceable addressable market comprises of people who prefer instant food anytime, anywhere, and also customized, but they're not ready to pay hefty amounts of money for the same. And they are almost 80% of the population of the market. And the serviceable obtainable market comprises of people who are huge food enthusiasts and they want to try out new food, and also the 5% population who are very hygiene cautious. Finally, coming to our niche market comprises majorly of students and youth who are willing to try out new food and have a very busy life schedule, but they have some restrictions on their pockets, unfortunately. Finally, coming to the customer personas, we have two customer segments, and each of the customer personas representing the segments. The working class is Anjali is a working woman and she's single and she likes to have her meals outside the house. And the frustrations she faces is that the food orders are delayed and they're very mundane and boring food items. And the hygiene maintenance is very low. Also, the prices don't bother her much. So this is the reason that she wants the problems to be solved. Moving ahead with the other segment, that is the students. Alia is pursuing masters, and because she's a student, she likes to have meals outdoors. And the huge problem she faces is that there are very less variety of food items available in the market, and they're very expensive. And also because she's a foodie, she's very health cautious also. So these are the problems we are focusing on solving. I guess that pretty much sums about the presentation. So thank you for the cooperation, and we hope you liked our idea.
Yeah, great idea, good presentation, and good work, guys. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you so much, sir. I'll make a move. We'll connect later.
All right. So thank you very much, Jigar sir, for being here and encouraging our students. And I hope that and congratulate all the students for putting up a good show.
Yeah.
And I hope that this will continue. And when we will have M4 presentations, I think most of our all of our groups will be selected for UNoodle.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing, that I guess all of the students will make through a UNoodle. That's for sure.
Yeah. So most of them, if you continue the good work till M4, that is the key. True. And we will all get selected for UNoodle, and hopefully the international recognition is waiting for you, and you can continue with your startup journey. So thank you very much for this opportunity being given by Vadvani Foundation, and thank you, sir, for being here.
So sure. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. We'll connect later, sir. Thank you. Good day. Sure. Bye.
Thank you very much, Shivani.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Bye.
So let us continue. Let us continue our presentations, and the Alno squad now.
Yes, sir. So am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Let me share my screen, sir. So is the presentation visible to you?
Yes.
Okay. That's not. Okay. Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. I am Mohammad Saqib. So I'm going to be giving you a brief presentation of our practice venture, which is named Melodrama, on behalf of our team, All Now Squad. So which includes Waqas Ahmad Beg, myself, and Junaid Ali. What makes us a good team is that we focus mainly on problem-solving approach to the things, And the problem which we are trying to solve is we have faced this problem individually ourselves, and our skills complement each other. So that's why we should make a good team. The problem which we have identified is that so basically in India, many people which we have interviewed state that they want to buy good quality preference based food, but the offering currently in the market are very highly priced in comparison to their expectations. So we have asked that if the good quality food according to their preferences is available to them, would at affordable price, would they switch and adopt that? And they said yes, that would be a good idea. So we found that 43% of the customer which we potential customer which we interviewed are basically willing to get with this thing. So the thing which we plan to do is bring more efficiency in the current market and the offerings, and cut the cost and eliminate unnecessary things like marketing techniques which are not needed, and target very specific kind of customer. So we are working on few ideas to solve these things, and our potential customer are untapped areas of the market, of the food market in India. So we will try to offer a very preference based and localized products. So this is the data of the interviews which we have conducted. So moving on to the next slide. So sir, this is the graphical representation. So 43% of the interviewees said that this problem must be addressed, which they are facing, and 32% of them said this is the nice to address problem. So this is the questionnaire which we put forward in front of them. So we have interviewed around 28 people, and 12 said that this problem should be tackled. So our market would be a resegmented market of the current food market, and our customer segment is a youth population, mostly which are connected to internet devices and outgoing and food loving people. So our TAM is, sir, in India, sir, the quick service restaurant is expected to clock CAGR, compound annual growth rate of about 23%. So am I? Are you following? Am I? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay. So in India, food service market is estimated at around 4,236 billion currently in the year in the financial year 2022. And sir, our total addressable market would be youth population in the age group of 16 to 30 in the tier 1, 2 or 3 cities. And serviceable addressable market can be, sir, tier 1 or 2 cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Surat, etc. And that would be in the starting would be around 1 to 2 lakh customers. And our serviceable obtainable market would be around 50 to 60% of the student of tier 1 city colleges. Sir, we have estimated the back of done the back of the end calculation, and we have estimated our SOM value can be around 1 crore and something. So the niche which we are trying to make is college going youth population of tier 1 or 2 cities which want preference based and various varieties of food. So moving on to the next slide. This is the customer persona. So we have interviewed Shriram Singh. He is a college going student in Delhi. Sir, he usually do internship and work on very freelance things. So he treats himself with a tasty snack of fast food thrice or twice a week. So, but he does not want to spend extra amount of money for the sake of brand. Like he wants to get good quality food, but the restaurant services like McDonald's and other high-end brands are charging very high price. So he wants a good quality food, but at a price that would be suitable to his budget. So, and he stated that he has a taste preference and diversity of menu. So that would be all from our side. If there are any questions.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, interesting idea. In fact, what you are presenting. The only suggestion for you right now is that yes, you did a very good job in terms of estimating that TAM, SAM, SOM, but either you do it in terms of numbers of customers, or you do it in terms of the market potential. So, for example, the market potential is say 4 billion or 4,000 something crores, and then you divide it. And the idea is that do not get over sometimes
specific.
We don't overestimate things also. So that's why this number is SAM is very important, the last one. Okay. So SOM, sorry, obtainable market. So obtainable markets, you can come to very realistically. Say, for example, in the first phase, you are only targeting, say, Aligarh and say a neighboring city, or say just Aligarh or a place like that. So what is the number there? So that is the most like obtainable market, and not whole of Aligarh, obviously a percentage of that. So that you can do, and in of your slides that you have a lot of things to say that I can understand by your excitement and all. But when you are presenting the SAM, SOM, and all these things, so maybe you can just because you are yourself giving the presentation, reduce some text from there. That will make a good effect. Otherwise, a very good presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So moving ahead, let us move to Team Mubadir. Yes. Okay.
Good afternoon, sir. So our platform is crowdfunding platform. So where we practice providing fund by raising small amounts of money from large number of people, typically via internet. So this model is generally consists of three types of actors. The first one is the project initiator, who proposes the idea or project to be funded. And the second one is the individual or groups who are ready to support the idea. And the third one is a moderation organization, that is we, the platform that brings the parties together to launch the idea. So our platform can be used for creative projects like medical expenses, travels, community-oriented social entrepreneurship projects, etc. So this is our basic idea of the platform. This is the team. I am being the CEO, Muhammad Arafat, he is our CFO, and Arsalan is CTO. What makes us a good team is Arafat. He's a financial expert and he has a good expertise, so he can manage all the queries and functions related to finance. I have expertise in not expertise, but I can cater the achievement of vision and mission of the team. Then Arsalan, he being a CTO, can mentor in company's website and app architecture. This is our team. Moving to the next, we have problems. So according to the client's point of view, India is a developing country and people have number of ideas for startups, but where they are lacking is they are not able to generate funds. So main problem is that they don't have the exact amount of fund for the startups. So this is the client's point of view, the problem from client's point of view. From the customer's point of view, that is the person who are investing. They want secondary income. But because of the stocks algorithm, they are not able to invest in stocks. Maybe they find it hard. So we are providing the platform of both of them, that is solving the problem for both the clients and the customer. We basically provide three types of crowdfunding. That is, first is the equity based, where the shareholders or the person who are investing can become the shareholders and become the part owners of the company by trading equity. Capital for equity shares. The equity owners receive a financial return in the proportion of the contribution. Second is reward-based crowdfunding, where they can receive a reward instead of capital. Like most of the time, suppose a firm is free software development, motion picture firm, so they can receive reward in front of that. The third crowdfunding we are providing is donation. It is a source of money for a project by asking large number of contributors to individually donate a small amount of money without any expectation of return. Like they can donate in that. Existing alternative is people can get funds from banks. They can get from different schemes, or they can ask for from friends or families. Customer alternatives are they can invest in stocks or currencies, mutual funds, and donate in NGOs, etc. So we interviewed around people from 20 to 30 age. This is the limit for the interviews. Now, out of the 100, 46.4% thought that this is the must to address problem, and the rest 39% think that it's a need to address problem. This is the data. Market type is we are providing crowdfunding, but with that we are providing fundraising platform as well. Like Keto India, that is a famous platform where we can donate funds. So we are merging both crowdfunding and fundraising. Our customer segment is India, and the demographics are adults. And in niche, we want people who are willing to get financial aid for these startups. Yeah, TAM, it was around USD dollars 18,000 million, and SAM is $250 million, and the estimated is SOM is $6 million. So clients is they want to become a successful entrepreneur, but because of this unable to get the required fund, this is the frustration. So if they get the required fund, they will able to boost up their firm and get better results. And the customers who are the people who are ready to invest, they can get secondary income and get financial stability because of that. So what are the benefits for this? We provide funding new ideas, incentives to new startups in the country, and this platform is quite helpful in promoting social causes at the time of natural calamities, and in arranging money for those people who can't afford the expenses of severe diseases like cancer and kidney transplants, etc. So one of the best thing about this platform is we are able to centralize and streamline fundraising efforts. So this is our basic idea. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Arshi. It was a very nice presentation.
Thank you, sir.
There is only one issue, and for your team, there is like you have to like rethink some of the things in here, as you know, when equity crowdfunding right now in India is not permitted by law.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so think of a creative solution how you can bypass this issue. Okay, it's a gray area. It's a gray area. Keto and Milap are very famous, and there are examples of where you can. It's a philanthropic, basically donation. So that is allowed in India. Otherwise, projects in terms of where like you have heard about Kickstarter and Indiegogo.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
These are examples where you get something in return, maybe in kind. Say, for example, you invest in a product and you get some product in return. So that is also allowed. Only the equity crowdfunding is not allowed because it requires a lot of legal hassles are there. Shareholding and how do you manage the structure, because company formation and all these in India is very complicated. So think of a creative solution in this. I think it's a huge market to be tapped. So you have identified a very nice problem, very relevant problem, but do not stick to the solution right now. Think of a creative solution where you can like really hit the nail. Continue to do it. It's a good start. Very good.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. So let us move to the next one quickly. Team Achievers.
Yes, sir. I'm audible, sir. Hello.
Yes.
First of all, a very good afternoon to all of you. Hope you all are doing well, very well. So our practice ventures name is Repair Smart, and our team name is Team Achievers. So let me first introduce our team members first. I am Mohammad Salim Akhtar, the CEO. The second one is Sayyid Mohammad Mustafa Hassan, COO. And the third member is Atmadu Saeed, CFO. Now here comes the question, what makes us a good team to solve this problem we have chosen? So our individual and collective strengths are the key for our effective teamwork. Being from commerce and engineering backgrounds, it will help us to solve the problem we have chosen. I think these two backgrounds, engineering and commerce backgrounds, is a very good combination for a practice venture to achieve success. Now, please moving ahead. So first, what the problem we have identified as a team. We often see people suffer from unexpected vehicle problems in the middle of a road or a highway or at any location where there are no repair shops nearby, not they of which they knew. So this is a situation where no one wants to be in. This is a very frustrating situation. So we at Repair Smart will be provide an online platform where people will be able to get their vehicles repaired at their given location with just a few taps or clicks. There will be another feature of online vehicle servicing wherein the mechanic will take your vehicle and deliver it back to you after the servicing has been done. So after we have interviewing 25 people, we have found that approximately 64% of the customers that we have interviewed are facing this problem and have agreed to the solution we have given them. And talking about the existing alternatives, currently there are no such existing alternatives. Although there are some online vehicle servicing apps, but there are no apps which are providing this service repair at the location, at your given location. Now talking about the customer segments, first is what is our market type. Go back. Our venture is an online service based market with an e-commerce business model. Customer segment. So our business model is based on the behavioral segmentation of the customer, such as the usage of a product, wherein in this case it is vehicles, benefits, sort, traveling habits. As more travel means more vehicle repairs and services. Now total addressable market. So according to a government report in 2019, there are currently 296 million vehicles currently operating in the country in the Indian roads. Even if 40% of the vehicles needs to be repaired or serviced, we still have around 118.4 million vehicles. This should be our total addressable market. The second one is serviceable addressable market. Now, if we consider only the urban population of vehicles that needs repairs and services, we still would have around 83 million vehicles. That is around 70% of 118 million. This should be our serviceable addressable market. Now comes serviceable obtainable market. So not everyone would be using this platform to solve this problem. As in our survey, 4 out of 25 people didn't want a solution like this, which is around 16%. Let's even say that 40% won't be using this platform, but we still have the remaining 60%, that is around 50 million vehicles. This amount is huge. So even if we target only 20% initially and start locally, we can still cover around 10 million vehicles, which is a good thing to start, good amount to start. Now, what is a niche? A niche market is a population that needs its vehicle repaired and serviced without facing any difficulties and at the comfort of their home at their given location. Now, moving ahead, we have basically divided customer into 3 main segments according to their traveling habits. The first one is those who travel less, sometimes they travel. The second category is frequent travelers, and the third category is very frequent travelers who travel every day. So these are some of the customer segments. We have divided them according to their traveling habits. So this is our idea. Thank you so much, sir. I hope this idea is interesting. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Very good. In fact, we really like your calculation part of TAM, SAM, SOM. So it was very thoughtfully done. So good work. Keep it up. Okay. Let us move to the next team, Team Maqam. All right. So who is presenting from Team Maqam? I guess the team is not present. Let us move on to the next team, Team Professional Pirates.
Hello, good afternoon. So, am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. So, sir, my name is Mohammad Aris, and I am representing my team. The name of the team is Professional Pirates, and the venture name is ATM, Anytime Mechanic. So, firstly, let talk about my teammates. Swaj, he's the CEO, he's CFO, Chief Financial Officer. Then we talk about what makes us a good team to solve the problem we choose. So we are the team of young people, and we have the energy and dedication to solve this. Now, let me talk. Now, I will talk about the main theme. The main theme that we want to work upon. So the main theme is that while traveling, thousands of vehicle drivers or vehicle owners face the technical issues. This creates a lots of problem to the vehicle drivers. They have to search for the local mechanics for hours. This create a big problem for the drivers. So we are coming up with an idea of making an app. So we are coming up the idea of making an app which will connect the drivers to the local area mechanics. Then we found approximately about 42.3%
We're not able to hear you, Arish. There's a technical issue from your side. We're not able to hear you. Can others hear Arish?
No, sir.
Okay, so we may come back to you, this Professional Pirates team. Let us move on to the next team, next zone. So by the time you figure out if you have any technical issues. Yes, next zone.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Mohammad Yunus, presenting here on the behalf of Team Next Zone. What we are doing, we are taking the delivery system in India up to a next level, which will minimize the delivery time with great extent. Let's have a look on our team. Arwaz Hafiz Khan, who is the CEO of our team. I myself, Mohammad Yunus, who is CTO. Another member from our team is Rafid Mahmood Chaudhary, who is CFO. Moving forward, what makes us a good team to solve the problem we choose? The coordination, positive approach. We rebuild trust among each other, which helps us to communicate and share our ideas. The most important thing here is that we all are from different backgrounds, which helps us a lot. Now coming to the problem section. From the customer points of view, there are several problems which are as delivery person not available sometimes they stuck somewhere in the traffic, packets gets tampered, and delivery delay in delivery, too many calls, afraid of buying expensive things. In the COVID time, people prefer contactless delivery. So basically we found that approximately 84% of the customer that we have interviewed are facing this problem. There are some existing alternatives already which are present there, like delivery with the help of career partner, courier companies assigning jobs to employees to deliver items that falls under their respective areas. And we used the following tools to arrive these findings. We have interviewed 15 individuals and collected our reviews from 23 from the help of Google Forms. Out of them, 30 was agree that this problem should be solved, and 7 was stating that they are already find a way to solve this problem. So these are the responses which we have collected. What are the problems that you have faced with the current delivery system? So moving to the next slide. Our another question was there, will it be helpful if we find solution to your problem? Then the majority of the individuals were agree that 78.3% people were agree that this should be solved. We are trying to overcome these problems with the initiative of drone delivery. Will it be helpful? The answer from the majority side was 69.6% that they will overcome from these types of problems. Our market type, we believe that our market is a potential market, which is the part of market we can capture in the future. There are customers that we can work to attract and grow. Our customer segment is geographic. Total addressable market is 12 lakh, and serviceable addressable market is 5 lakh approx. Serviceable obtainable market is 1 lakh approx. Our niche, we are targeting those customers who are fed up with the traditional way of deliveries, which includes unnecessary phone calls, interactions, etc. And we are consider them as our niche because we would be able to help them, and also it would less risky to start from such people and will help begin our venture successfully. These are the some persona which we have collected. Now coming to the review slides, one of our teammate interviewed Sat Chaudhary, and he suggested that such an excellent idea and it would make much progress ahead. So thank you so much, sir. This is all from my side.
Thank you, Yunus, for a good presentation. So, okay, we will continue to refine. I think it will be much more clear when you present your lean canvas. So you will be able to understand your business model more clearly. But it's a good problem to identify. So take care. All right. So next, we move on to the next team. RAM. It is RAM or RAM?
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, can I give it again?
Okay, Arish, you are okay. Now you are audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, continue.
Me or Waqas?
Sir, is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, sir. So I'm talking about I have discussed about my team that I am Mohammad Arif, the CEO. Then we have Rishabh Bhardwaj, the CEO. And then after that, Mohammad Nazim Ahmed, the CFO. After that, I am sir. After that, I'm talking about the main theme of the problem, that we have spotted a problem that most of the vehicle drivers may have faced, like the engine problem, and these problems they will face very often. But what happens is that sometimes they do not get the mechanic at that place where they face that kind of problem. So we have think about making an app to provide the mechanics on that app to the customers. So we have found that approximately 42.3% of the customers that we interviewed face the problem. So the existing alternative of this is that some vehicle company provide road assistant, but that took too much time. After that, we have the graph in which we have shown about the customers' responses. So the total customer that we got we got total of 26 responses, out of which 92.3% of people thought that these problems can be solved. 7.7% of people thought that they don't need a solution like that of making such an app. After that, by talking about the customer segmentation or the customer, we'll talk about the market type. So that is B2C market type. Our customer segmentation is basically above 18 years of age, the one who can drive. And after that, for the niche, we have thought about what is our niche is that to help the local mechanics to help the drivers and the vehicle owners that got stuck. After that, we have the customer persona, the ones we have interviewed, the whom we have interviewed. So this is the one whom we have interviewed about, and he is an
We are not able to hear you, Arish, again. I guess we have heard most of the part of your presentation, and so you take note of some of the comments which were made by Mr. Jivani. Also, you need to basically rethink about the TAM, SAM, and SOM. Overall, it is a nice problem to solve. So I hope that you will note those things, and if you have any doubts, you can come back over that. So let us move to the next team. We have business wizards.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mohammad Ziasan, and today I'm going to present the milestone one of our practice venture, Nirman. It will be an online platform that connects technical persons with the needy people who want to build some structures like a house or office. These technical persons include architects, civil engineers, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, surveyors, estimators, or suppliers. In this idea, we have to develop a website or an app in which we will create profiles of different technical persons, and anyone can access their profile, and based on their project budgets, ratings, projects, and other factors, they can contact them, but via us. The next slide is our team, Business Wizards, comprises me as CEO, Mirza Mujib Iftikhar as COO, and Mohammad Zubair Haveri as CFO. Our strength as individuals are research, teamwork, and decision making. And our abilities are optimism, quantitative ability, and pragmatism. The answer to what makes us a good team is we feel that the problem that we have identified is a must to address. And by integrating all these strengths and abilities that we have as individuals, we can make a good team and try to solve this problem. We have an honest and open communication for the work and role that we have to perform. We have the required skills and knowledge to solve this problem. The problem that we have identified is that people face difficulties in finding technical support or assistance for their construction works. When someone is thinking of building something, they find difficulties in availing the service of these technical persons as they have to visit their office, but there is no platform from where they can find locations or phone numbers. In our survey, we have found that approximately 78.6% people face some kind of difficulties. Existing alternatives. Some of the alternatives to solve this problem are through finding these technical persons in the local market, where a person has to roam around the city to search for the right person who fulfills all his expectations, or through personal contacts. And face problems. Or there is another way through which is recommendations, where a person receives suggestions or advice from the family, friends, or neighbors. We have done an online survey using Google Form to gather this information. The next slide is, here are some outcomes of the survey in which we have asked our interviewers questions like, is this problem worth solving? And currently, how you are addressing this problem? And questions related to our analysis. We have conducted this survey on 28 people, out of which 85.7% people agree that this is a problem that needs to be solved. Also, 21.4% people said they can already solve this problem and don't need a new solution. Next slide is customer. In this slide, we have described details about our market and customers. We will operate in a local consumer market in a monopolistic competition type of market. Our customer segment includes upper and middle class groups with 20 to 60 years of age. Our total addressable market is 15 crores. The serviceable addressable market is 1.5 crores, and the serviceable obtainable market is 0.75 crores. Providing or connecting technical persons to the people who want to build their dreams is our niche. The next slide is customer persona. We have a customer who is a cooperative and interested in understanding new technologies. He is a 35-year-old and works in a corporate office at the manager level. His goals include work excellence, budget, trust, and duration, whereas his frustrations include unpleasant behavior, hidden expenses, and complicated processes. He is an intelligent, curious, and thoughtful person. Motivations that influence the customer include budget, less time-consuming behavior, and coordination between both parties. Thank you, everyone. This is all from our side.
Thank you, Zia, for a good presentation. I really like the idea, the problem you are trying to solve. However, you will need a more thought into the brainstorming part to understand the real challenges of implementing such a solution. I hope that you continue and you continue solving this problem.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much, Zia.
Thank you.
Let's move to the last team for today, the All-Star.
So I'm sharing the screen. Sir, my screen is visible or not?
No.
Wait, sir. There's a problem. Share screen. Sir, it's processing, so there's a problem.
Okay, so what to do?
Sir, wait, I am coming from another device.
All right. So let me just, by this time you're taking, I'll just want to explain a few things here. It has been a good day where we have a lot of interesting presentations and all. And this is how we would like to keep it ahead also. Now what has happened, we have already covered most of the part which is there for the M2, which is we have already talked about, devoted many classes on lean canvas as well as value proposition canvas. And these are the two things which are the next additions. The solution slide, the value proposition slide, and the lean canvas slide are the three additions in your M2. And finally, the competition analysis. So I'm not going to have a separate class for competition analysis, but I have prepared a small video for you as an explainer video that how you are going to go ahead of that. And this with M2, you can submit because since you have already done these three things, you have already submitted your lean canvas and all, you just have to add those to the presentation and add one more slide for competition analysis. So you can do it in the next couple of days, and on Sunday, by Sunday, you can submit your M2 presentations. And you must have already got the news of the last working day, which is 14th of October. Okay. So this is how we are doing. And for some things, we are going to have explainer videos in between, which can help you navigate things. I would prefer, because since we have only 2 classes per week, if you have any doubts, queries, please feel free to use WhatsApp and send whatever queries you have, specific queries regarding anything in this. Okay, so Mohsin, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Wait.
Yeah.
So there's a problem in my laptop. I have to see that.
So you don't have your presentation ready?
Yeah, I have ready my presentation, but it's not sharing the screen. That's the problem.
So maybe you can just explain what your presentation talks about.
Sir, it's about our laundry services. We are providing the laundry services, and I will be presenting my team on my behalf of my team. That is comprised of Nahid Rafi and Afra Malik, and I will be the CEO. And Nahid Rafi is a CEO, and Afra Malik as a CTO. So my business name is Laundry Mate, and it's about laundry services. And what we are doing in this, that the people are facing the problem doing laundry, and most of we are targeting the elite class and the upper middle class people, because they don't want to do laundry in their in weekend. Laundry is not their favorite work to do on weekend. Most of us don't have the first clue about the detergent to use, how to separate delicates with our with a wait.
Yes, continue.
Most of don't have the article. Sir, am I visible?
No, you are not visible to me.
It's complete. Yeah.
Yes.
Now I am visible. So most of us don't have any idea about the what we have to do in our presentation, what we have to do in our weekend, and nobody wants to spend their time on doing their laundry work. So we come up with the idea that we target that market to come up with a full-fledged solution from getting their clothes washed to deliver their clothes to the house. So what are the problems faces by the people is that most of the people face hygiene problem in washed clothes, and that is they smell differently or yellowed in color. So there's some of the problem faced by the consumer is that holes in clothes, shrinkage, yellowed clothes, and the most important problem with our customer that we are targeting is time, because most elite class don't have the time and they are working in the corporate world. So weekend is the only time they spend with their families, so they don't want to spend their time with doing their laundry work. So me and my brother have worked in this segment in Lucknow for 2 years with one of the startup which we are inspired with, and that name is Tumble Dry, and they are working very greatly, and they are just 4 years in this industry. So our existing alternative is that the customer wants as the best solution is that we could do laundry, and based on the urgency of the customer, we provide pick and drop services. And there's also innovative idea that we came up with, that 1 hour laundry services based on their urgent need, and we will be costing for that part. And above all, those who understand the fabric of clothes and treat them respectively, because they are very expensive clothes. So we have to handle with delicacy. The current job that is being done by the other laundry services are not up to the mark of the customer satisfaction. There's always the case that they don't take care of while washing the clothes, and there are many because we have worked in this industry, so there are many problems with this. So we have done our survey with around 26 people, though, and around 60% of them is don't they have faced this problem, and 30% are not don't need this solution because they think that they can do their services by themselves, and 10% are neutral. And coming up to the customer part, our market type is service, and what is the customer segment is the upper middle class and elite class. And my figure is based from the and that where I have worked is from the Lucknow, and they are authentic figures that total addressable market is around 50,000 people, and what in the serviceable addressable market around 30,000, and the serviceable obtainable market is around 8,000 people, because there are eight stores. So, and each stores get around 1,000 orders. So there's around lump sum around 8 to 10,000 we are getting from 1 month. So what is our niche? Niche is our top societies and colonies and those who are well paid off. So our customer persona mostly of females and males as well, because many who are not married also comes in this segment, and they don't want to wash their clothes, especially those who are in good. And our customer are from, but the customer are usually housewives and working women, and so that's it. And thank you.
Thank you, Mohsin. I think it's a very good idea. In fact, I really like the real research around the numbers.
Because I have worked in this, and 2019 we have opened the store with because we will be on this business model that we want to get in this, because in 2019 me and my brother have set up the store in Tumble Dry.
Heard about a startup who had like really expanded this in Delhi and NCR. I don't remember the name of that startup, but I am sure that you will find out. So there is
it's a Noida-based startup, and they are working mostly in UP. And the laundromat, and it's a 4-year-old startup. So I think there is a market gap that we can fill.
In fact, there's a huge market to be tapped in this, and maybe you can innovatively do this.
Just because of the pandemic, we had to shut down that business. So because it's not generating, it was generating enough revenue, but not enough to get that we get into the profit share. That's why we closed that.
Good, very good. In fact, so really enjoyed today's session with all the presenters, and except for one team which was absent, we have had really nice ideas to discuss. So I think with this we will end today's session, and I have a video for you. You can watch it. Yes, Abhishek.
Yes, sir. Mine presentation was left. The Team Ram.
Yes.
The mine presentation was left. Team Ram.
Which
Network
team?
issues. The Team Ram. RAM.
Yes, Team Ram. Okay.
Yes, sir. Due to technical issues. Can I start now? Am I audible?
You're not audible properly, but try to speak a bit louder.
Okay, sir. So our Team Ram is the name is of initials, Rajat, Abhishek, and Mukul. That our product is super safety screen, which is our main product, which we want that every car and every bigger vehicle should have in order to minimize the accident. So first of all, Rajat Vaishnav is our leader, he is the CEO, and myself, Abhishek Vaishnav, the CFO, and Mukul Sharma, he is the CEO. The what makes us the good team is that we are from a very diverse background. We all have a similar understanding of a business, and we also have a problem-solving attitude. That what we have identified as a problem. So there is a story way back in of 18 January 2021. On that day, what was happening? That I was driving a car at 8 a.m. in the morning, and when the conditions are very foggy and the visibility is very much low. So what I do is, in order to avoid accident, I drive my vehicles behind a bigger truck so that nobody could hit me. But sir, after some time, I got tired of driving this, so I decided to overtake that truck. So when I tried to overtake that vehicle, I just missed of hitting the other vehicles coming from that point. So that day I was being alive because of the God's grace. But then I got, but then I found out the idea of the super safety screen, which is being used by Samsung on their safety trucks, on their service truck. In which what they do, they place the screen connected with the front camera of that truck, so that the front view of the truck is visible on the back side of that screen, so that if anyone want to overtake, they can overtake that truck and go ahead of the way. So sir, when we do our research, we found that approximately 75% of the customers that we interviewed are facing this problem. They are using dipper, horn, low speed extension light to overtake other vehicles. We find these surveys using Google Form and face-to-face interactions. And sir, then we have this is a B2B product, because we don't want to sell this product to a customer directly, because they do not use this product. They do not are they are not ready to accept this product. Just like the airbags. The airbags are, when government mandated, then only airbags are selling. But sir, that is why we decided to use the business to business model, so that we can sell our product. So sir, we have interviewed two people of this segment, so that we can understand what should be our future prospect of in terms of customers. So sir, they both say that it's a problem being solved. And then sir, we analyze that we have a market type, which is a new market type in India. Nobody is doing this. And our customer target segment is just the heavy vehicles, which like trucks and cars like SUVs. And we found out that there are 1,23 crore cars in India, out of which in our northern UP or northern side, there are, in UP alone, there are 2 crore 27 lakh 50,000 cars and trucks, which is being run. And then in our northern UP, or we can say West UP, where we are living, is Aligarh, and these areas, there are 6 lakh 50,000 units of trucks and cars, which is being run daily. And sir, in our niche market, this is the Aligarh, Agra, Mathura, Iglas, Hathras, this side. Yeah, we estimated that there are 6,000 trucks and cars, which if they install this product, we could have a go way ahead. And sir, these are the customer which we interviewed. And sir, he is a businessman. He is a owner of an automobile product and also have a good network in automobile manufacturing industry. He says that there must be a clear view while driving the foggy conditions. And his frustration is that in fog we have to drive slowly. So if something will provide us the way, that's very good. And so on second, he is also a wholesale automobile part dealer from Aligarh itself. And he also says the same that he has to depend on dippers and the horns in order to overtake the other vehicle. So he said there must also be a way so that we can overtake. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Abhishek, for your presentation. Though some of the parts were not very audible, but yes, we could make out. And in fact, it will be very interesting to see how you develop this product. And the MVP will be very interesting. The prototype will be interesting, and that's coming up next. In fact, in the next after this M2, we will focus on validating, developing our MVP and prototype. So hope to see that part covered, hopefully. So it was a good presentation. So thank you everyone for wonderful effort today, and we are going to have more such sessions on M2, M3 now, and M2 is now live for most of you. By tonight, everyone will get the template from LearnWise also. You can download M2. So now hope to see that you complete your M2 with flying colors, and best of luck. And please watch the video so you will get an idea what to cover in the next one. Okay. So I'll share that video link on your YouTube, on your WhatsApp, as well as on your Google Classroom. Okay. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, sir.